Okay, hello and welcome. Due to some unforeseen circumstances by me, we are streaming way earlier than I originally planned. That's cool. So hello and welcome to tonight's stream. I'm of course your host Samius, and we're gonna have a good time. I'm gonna wake up eventually, maybe, I promise. We'll see. And yeah, I don't know. The goal is to try to actually log off and get some sleep tonight. Ha ha ha, right? Yeah, that's what I thought too. Try to get some sleep tonight, and maybe be able to actually do some stuff. I have to take my mother-in-law in for a semi-emergency procedure tomorrow. So I have to, of course they scheduled it an hour and a half away. Nah, that's not quite true. More like 45 minutes away. And she needs a driver, so I guess I got volunteered. Oh, but you don't have a life, dear. Thanks. Nathan's sending me messages. I'm gonna see if we can just call, make life easier for me. All right, so we got Delira's, we got Gwyland's, we got Missing Party, which is also Delira's. Halo Titan, Scoundrels Run. I usually skip. Taming the Flames. I usually skip. Tear to Con. The mama. All right, I'll just give Nathan the call. Let's get this thing a mute. What's the problem? I don't understand. Something's a little screwy here. Those are all the gun stats stuff that I pulled up last night. Yeah, you like having the badge? That's good. That's good. I guess I'll just call him on my phone then. Alright, well if that's the case, I'll just send you here. Alright. Let's go do Tier to Con. That doesn't take any brain power. Hello? I don't understand why this won't go to speakerphone. Hey, what's up? Well, I'm hang on. Is that better?
Yeah, I got you. I always have to remember that when you call through the books of the face, that the speaker button's on the top.
Yeah. I don't know, so what's up, bro?
Oh, you know, just trying to make food for work. And, was sitting there looking at this here, blood braid elf, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I've been brewing this, basically it's a big zoo. And, I was looking at it and I went to that tournament and did real shitty. I mean, I did bad since you're streaming.
Right.
And I was like, I wonder if it would be better. But
Yeah. Woolly Thoctor's just like a big old guy for 3, right?
Yeah, one of each Naya color. It's a 5/4 for 3 mana.
Is that better than the one that when it dies it turns into 3 dudes?
Which one is the one that dies in 3 dudes?
There's like a 3/3 for 3 that when he dies he turns into 3 guys. I don't know what he's called.
Well, that narrows it down.
There's literally only one that I can think of that does that.
Well, the deal is, to have the Flamewake Phoenix come back, I need stuff that has,
Yeah, you gotta have the 4.
yeah, the 4 or greater. It says 1 creature, so it's gotta be 1,
Right.
at least 1 more thing. So, with the Woolly Thoctar, that'd give me 9 creatures. Because I'm assuming Goyf will probably be at least 4 half the time. So maybe it's more like 6, 7 creatures, but when it counts, it'll count. I'll be able to go, okay, combat, bring back 2 Flamewakes, attack you for a bunch.
Yeah. What did you end up playing? Robots?
Who?
You.
No.
I don't know what you played in Modern yesterday.
Oh, I played my Sultai Eldrazi.
Okay.
I couldn't play anything else because half of all of my other decks were in Jackie's Lantern control. Like literally, I think a good third of every deck that had something that she needed for Lantern. So I was a third of her Lantern control, and so was I think Terrence did a bit for it.
Right.
Oh, and Scott and Sean's S gave a bunch of the other Lantern pieces because he had them when he was playing.
I gotcha.
But so I built that because I wanted to have a Modern deck to take, and I like playing Eldrazi, but I don't have the stuff to do the Eldrazi Tron deck, so I don't have these chalices.
Oh, you could have borrowed chalices.
Yeah, but I don't have all the other stuff either. I don't have.
Like, I don't have Karns. That's the thing that I don't have.
I don't have Karns. I don't have Ugin.
I should have Ugins. I'm just not sure where they are.
Yeah, see, I don't have the pieces that you need to be playing a Tron deck. Because, as we know, Eldrazi Tron has 2 or 3, like, plans. Either I get Tron, I play Karn, I'm a Tron deck, or I'm not quite Tron, but I'm able to make big things happen. Or
Right.
I lock you out of your first 3 turns so that I can do my plan.
Sure. Yeah, I mean,
All of that. And I think, with a little bit of work, this Eldrazi deck could be okay. But it just was, it needs something to be a turn faster. Oh, I guess while I'm thinking about it, if I'm going to work on that too, do you still have those Nest Invaders?
which one's Nest Invader?
It's the 1 green, 1 colorless, 2/2 that brings a 0/1 Scion in.
Oh, yeah. I've got those in my...
Oh, Trigger Alarm.
Yeah, it's in the Intruder Alarm deck.
But I think I need something like that to where I go turn 2, play the Nest Invader, right? Make go 2/2 and a 0/1. So that way on turn 3, if I don't have a temple, I have a 4th mana, right? And I can either Thought Knot or whatever. And then if I do have the temple, I can go turn 3 Reality Smasher. Because there was a lot of times I felt like my games came down to where if I would have been able to be a turn faster, they wouldn't have been able to win.
Yeah, it sounds like you want the, that instant that I was playing 2 seasons ago. it's like you counter a sorcery, or you make a 1/1 Eldrazi Scion.
Oh, you're talking about the warping whale?
Yeah. That'd at least give you some more flexibility. And then I'm sure there's some sorceries that are worth countering.
In modern?
Yeah.
No, I don't think I saw one sorcery played. Well, the only one I saw played that it wouldn't matter, I couldn't counter anyway, it was Supreme Verdict.
Sure. Oh no, I was just thinking like there's
I didn't play Escape Ship, but is Farseek a sorcery?
yeah, I think so.
Farseek might be the only one I saw played then.
Farseek is that draw 3 cards is a sorcery. For
You're talking
the suspend one.
The 0/1 where you suspend?
Yeah.
We didn't have any of those played.
Well,
It might change next weekend, but
yeah. And then you've got
I don't particularly see Jace doing big out here because he's $140.
I think the people that got him are gonna play him.
Yeah,
I think there's enough people that got him.
maybe.
Now, locally, I don't know if it's gonna mean anything, but
Locally, you're gonna see Blood Braid. Blood Braid.
but yeah. I don't know, man. Like, Modern's not my format anyhow, so
I know, but I always ask you, and then you always tell me to, message the child and have him dig. So I was like, well, maybe I should just message Remy, and then you'll be like, Jeremy, what are you digging for?
well, we should be able to get our hands on the Flame Wakes pretty quick, but the Woolly Thoctars are
Not so much.
yeah, like we might have some, and if I do, they're gonna be. If they are, they'll be in this Avengers box down here. Because I only have a little bit of the that block. So, hey Dallas, welcome to the stream.
It got reprinted. How much of the modern stuff did you buy or get? The
Modern Masters? Almost none.
Because it was reprinted in that too.
Basically 0.
Alright, well maybe I'll look at the store later.
Okay. You're not planning on going in tonight, right?
No.
Okay, me either. I have to take Tanya's mom to get an emergency biopsy tomorrow in Lindsberg or I think McPherson, she said, at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Okay, I'll be getting off of work.
Right. The thing is that no one told me until after I already take my... So I take these pills before I go work out to help me give me energy to work out and stuff. But they're also like... Huh?
It keeps you awake, doesn't it?
Well, it does. But also my sleeping schedule is such where I now stream till like 2 in the morning. Every morning.
You're not going to stream till 2 in the morning.
So I'm not going to... right. For A, I'm going to try to sleep earlier. Not that it'll succeed, but I'll try. So I'm streaming now, but also I probably won't get any sleep either, so...
I mean, you can sleep when you come back.
That's fair. Like, I got like 3 hours of sleep last night. I should be fine for another 20, right?
I think you'll be alright. I mean, I did okay.
Yeah, I'm not you crazy bastard.
Well, let's see. I slept for 10 hours today. Like, I woke up at 4. I went to bed about 5:30, 6 o'clock.
So for those of you who don't know Nathan works overnight and doesn't sleep.
Well, then, so yesterday we went to Kansas City, and I think I finally went and laid down about 4:30. I laid down, but I really only slept for about an hour because the alarm went off about 5:45, and then I didn't sleep on the drive up. And when we came back, I probably took about a 40-minute nap. So I was up for basically all day.
Yeah.
Which is why when I went to sleep at 6, it was just head, pillow, done.
Yeah, I'm hoping I'll be able to crash out like that sometime later tonight, so... Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm not sure if just like creatures are gonna. I'm not sure where things are gonna land.
I don't either. It'll really. I bet John becomes big again.
Probably.
So if you haven't picked up those lilies, you should have probably picked them up already.
Yeah, I haven't.
Yeah, well, they're gonna shoot up again.
That's fine. Again, that's not really a format that I play.
I know. But you always talk about picking up them lilies. I'm like, you need to do it now before they shoot up.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is always...
The question I have is how long are they going to leave those two cards unbanned? That's the big problem. That's why I'm okay with buying the blood raids, because they're like... I bought them at like $6.
Yeah. Travis was like, how many do you have? I'm like, I don't know. They were uncommons, right? So probably like 30 of them.
I mean, so they're not even like a thing that you're going to lose money on, really. Even if they drop back down.
Yeah, I just need to dig them out and sell them, probably.
Probably. They're right where you want to sell them now. Let me look them up. Hold on.
Anyway, sorry guys. I'll have to get Nathan on the Discord for the next time he wants to chit-chat.
Yeah, that means I have to be on a computer, right?
Nope. There's a Discord phone app. Works pretty okay.
Pretty okay. Yeah, right now the blood red elves are $8.
Yeah, they're at the time where I should try selling them.
Yeah, they're like, well, this shows $7.99, but that's for the Eternal Masters one. That's not even for like other ones.
Right. Yeah, I should see about digging things out. The problem is I have to make sure that when I have to take some allergy meds or something before I mess with my cards next time. Going through those cards just makes my nose run. I went through more than 2 boxes of Kleenexes looking for that popper stuff.
It's because you don't blow the dust off, man. You need to pull them out more than once a year.
Oh, yeah. I probably just need to get like a mid-power vacuum cleaner.
Yeah, probably.
Or I need to like build a home like a dust collector system like they have for woodworking, but invent it for magic cards.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, you just put you put all your magic card boxes in this thing and it sucks all the dust right out of it. And then you can work on your magic cards. Like you put it in like 24 hours in advance.
I mean, possible. Do you have any of the promo blood elves?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, so if you had those, they're $30.
Yeah. I don't know where those promos came from.
Oh, they were F&M promos.
Yeah, I don't think so. I'd have to look. Yeah, no, you need to sell. You need to start selling some stuff.
$8 is about your market, so you might as well sell them. Keep 4 for yourself and get rid of everything extra.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I need to figure out what I'm gonna start doing. Whether I'm gonna start going like taking an hour a week to start going through magic cards and figuring out where prices are or what. But the problem is I can't just go dump them all with Todd, because he won't be able to necessarily go through them. He'll want to give a flat rate for the collection. So, and most of the time I tell Todd it's fine, I'll take store credit, but I need to not do that for these things. I need to put these things towards the bus / other things.
Yeah.
So.
For your tiny house.
Well, yeah. Ideally. Alright, man. Well, if you want to download the Discord app, holler at me. Otherwise, I'm going to let you go. Try to entertain these people on the stream here.
I mean, you keep breaking in and out right now. Like, you keep Discord app.
Yeah, if you download the Discord app, I'll send you an invitation. And that'll probably be a hell of a lot smoother than trying to Facebook over my phone.
Okay.
Okay, I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye. Ooh, that was real bad. Alright, well, a little bit sorry about that, guys. But, if I don't answer him, he's just gonna send me like 5,000 messages, and then nobody can hear anything. But yeah, that's Nathan. Nathan is a good guy, but he's a Magic the Gathering person. Ow, that was many ouchies. Did I get that heal? Doesn't look like it. See, we just can't finish shooting the crap out of these guys. Alright, guys, so as I was mentioning earlier, I've got to take my mother-in-law to get a biopsy tomorrow morning. Quite a drive away. So I'm going to be trying to wrap up early tonight, grabbing some sleep if I can, in hopes that I can successfully drive many hours, wait, board, hopefully sleep there, and then come back. It doesn't feel particularly likely. You don't have a bunch of neg levels, do you? Is that what's going on? Eat a bunch of negs? And you got death block, alright. Well, I don't know. I don't know why you're full mana then. Shouldn't be full mana, right? So, basically, if yeah, something you wanted to discuss, now's a good time. I'm gonna try to be around for 3 or 4 hours tonight. I don't know, we'll see. I don't want to make any promises. But the wife has got a class until probably 8. So I'm gonna try to hang out until she gets back for sure. Well, apparently, I didn't need to go quite that far. I didn't even look, to be honest. I just climbed up the ladder. There's something to be said about just a few levels of Artificer giving you an awful lot of oomph. And really, it's just the feet right now, and the int to damage enhancement is all I'm really using right this minute. And int's not even a primary stat on this character right now. Yoink. I just need to text to Remington or call him and see if I can get a tea refill. You might get to enjoy that here in a second. That'll be lots of fun, I'm sure. Ooh, fragments. Go Gadget Phone. Text Remington. Remy. Can I please get a tea refill? Send it. Yeah, message sent, mother trucker. Sometimes you gotta love technology. You don't always have to, but sometimes you have to. So how's everyone's day going? Titan, you're here being talkative a little bit. Dallas, you're here being a little talkative. Showing a few people in the chat rooms. I'm just, you know, curious how everyone's doing today. How's your rinse? How's your siblings? How's your... How's your pets? I'm actually really tempted to switch back to the heavy crossbow. But I feel like if I do that, I'd want something different than what I'm using. So I don't want to get too carried away. Dog's taking a beating. You're close enough that I should just go back. Like, she's still full on mana even. Yeah, let's go back and let her come back to life on the shrine. I'll shrine. And we'll see what the heck's going on. I think she may be broken right now. Either that or she got some penalties here. I'm gonna have to take the time to read this story more carefully here. I'm not sure what's going on. I don't want to... Until I read it more closely, I'm going to try not to talk about it. Here's an interesting fun fact here. The average speed of a fart is approximately 7 miles an hour. That's a little bit intriguing, at least, right? That's not the button I want to cast. I like this song. I tell you, I've been really impressed with a lot of these riffs on video game songs. Some of them are really, really good. Hey, don't you know? Hey. I'm not very Canadian, but I like to try to be. Boo. Then I say something terribly American, like, oh, I don't know. Speech should be free, and then, boom, not Canadian anymore. Come on, eh? You gotta be polite. Polite. I need to pull out. You need to be polite. Consider people's feelings, eh? It's true. It's true. Oh my goodness, this Plague Reaper. Like a cancer. Oh, I feel like I'm gonna have to call Remy because I don't think he's getting my message. Whee! Whee! Hey, darling. You wanna ask Remington to refill that cup for me, please? I sent him a message, but he hasn't got back to me yet. Thanks.
Well, Nina's not coming.
Oh yeah, why?
The baby got fussy. She's gonna say I'm gonna take care of him. He can't be calmed down.
Put some lavender on him.
No. Anyway, I don't know. She's not going. That sucks. Mom said pick her up at 6:45. And then she said she doesn't want to be late. It takes about 40 minutes to get there, so I might go a little earlier than 6:45. Or down the road by 6:45.
Whenever you guys wake me up and tell me to go, I'm gonna try to go to sleep.
Good. Okay, well I'm gonna change and go to this class.
Okay, can you take that cup?
What are you doing? I'm gotta go get my clothes on, I guess.
Yell at Remy.
You're pushing the limits, little girl. No, you can't stay. Alright, love you.
Love you too. Thanks, sweetie. Oh, pew pew pew. Don't kill her. There we go. She's... Alright, let's toggle you into combat mode and back. Let's just... You know what? Let's just leave her in combat mode and see... See how, her spell point usage drops. Ancestors' bones! I feel like we struggled with this on the previous life because we were so invested in melee. Had we just even spent a remote amount of energy to have some range capabilities, I feel like we'd probably have easily gotten through most of these quests. The ability to go back and forth is just on whether or not you want to be melee or not. It's so strong. Alright. We, of course, don't want to be melee because we want to be a caster. But it's not really worth our hassle to... Well, maybe it is now, actually. Maybe it's worth our time to set up for casting. Do we have enough spells that we could go back and forth and actually cast some offensive spells? I feel like we're close, right? You know what? When this quest is over, let's take a look. Maybe it's time. Maybe we can get away with it. Like, we do have Ice Storm now. We have the Flame Strike. We get away from the Lightning Strikes. We can still keep the Entangle. No! Gravity, why? Oh, shit, son. Oh, boy. Alright. Lost her dog. Harleen is around, but she's got her problems. Try to cast a spell underwater. Can I please get this Reaper killed? That would be huge. That would be huge. Alright, Reaper down. Now at the Reaper down, we can get some stuff. Alright, thank you. Love you too. See how much she loves me? She made me bacon and left it on the stove. That's true love, boys. Not sure what I did to deserve it. I'll take it. Another Reaper, huh? Get out of my face. Get out of my face. You know, I don't know if I actually have a weapon for this fight. Not really carrying around an adamantine weapon at the moment. Thank you, Stinker. Appreciate it. Love you too. You're a special boy. I guess we just leave our regular Roy Peter in. Alright, I think I'm gonna summon my dog and then use the restroom real quick too. In Transavia, a farting passenger causes flight emergency landing. Nice. Nice. Alright. I'm gonna throw one of these on the dogs. I'll be right back. Alright, eh? Still in my gym clothes. Low Beef, Black Panther, 8.5 out of 10. Acting was very good. Could have used a few more lighthearted scenes. Yeah. So I think I gave it a little bit more slack because I think I really liked the Killmonger character. Really liked him. So I'm a sucker for a great villain. A great villain is the easiest way to get me drawn into your world. I tell you what, why don't you run up here and give me a heal? Maybe another one. And then let's jump down here and let's get to work. What is hitting us so hard? Finally, a Marvel villain with a clear reasons for his actions. I mean, I think, with the exception of Ultron, all of them have had clear motivations, right? Stain wanted to remain in control of... Okay, Whiplash was not very clear. But Stain wanted to control Stark Enterprises for financial and political reasons. Hammer was tired of being kicked around, and wanted to be the chief, wanted to be the big guy. Whiplash, like, you could, you knew that he wanted to avenge his father for being mistreated, but it was hard to, like that really didn't put things into focus. Loki clearly wanted to be king, and then once he couldn't be king anymore, he wanted to be whatever. Oh, that he was a good guy in his own mind? I mean, so not very many people wake up and they're like, you know what, I'm going to be a villain. But yeah, I get that. I would give some credit. I mean, I think Whiplash feels like he was the hero in his own mind. Like, he was there, he was gonna punish. So, like, I've been reading all these articles today about how the thing that's great about Black Panther is, even though the villain ultimately was incorrect because he went to use violence to better people, he was correct in the fact that this magical place would oh my god, now I just, my brain. Wakanda, thank you, brain. I said a magical place and instantly thought of Tahiti, and I was trying to merge the two together in my brain as the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. No, this awesome mystical, like, technology so advanced it borders on magic land of Wakanda needed to share with the world to better it. And, like, how is absolutely insane. It's a magical Tahiti. It's a magical place. But I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, I think a lot of people don't give Marvel villains enough credit. The one that really irritates me still is the Mandarin. I feel like the Mandarin could have been better. I think he still can be better. Like, they can fix it. And I think the little short that they did sets it up nicely, where they could have another Mandarin, the correct Mandarin. I think that they should play that somewhere, and then they should do a Mandarin movie. I think you do the Mandarin movie with Jim Rhodes as the star, because honestly, Jim Rhodes was like the one who delivered the biggest blow to the Mandarin. Yeah, that short was great. Well, you could do that short. I still think that you could do it without the short and just have the Ben Kingsley. If you wanted to continue to use Ben Kingsley, you could. He could get the rings in prison, and then switch, and then like become the actual Mandarin. If you wanted to use a new character, because one of the things the Mandarin was able to do was switch bodies. He didn't do it a lot, but he did do it a couple of times. So you could easily one of his powers. Like, the only person that has almost as many random powers as Superman is is the Mandarin. Like, each of those 10 rings had at least 2 different powers. Right? And then at some point they later became sentient, which I think was a really cool thing. A storyline that they did. where the rings actually, each ring had its own AI built in. And I think that that would be really, they could do that really well in Phase 4 if they felt like it. Like maybe one ring is still on the Kinsley character, and then they kill him and pull the ring out of his body. Oh my gosh, the comic version of the Mandarin, so good. Like I think they wanted to be kind of like, I think the Whiplash from Iron Man 2 is what they kind of were hoping, like a cross between. So the Mandarin, his background story, for those of you who don't know, he's a Chinese person. And why did you not shrine? I saw you sit down. And he went to explore this cave. And he found a crashed spaceship with 10 magical rings. They're really just more advanced technology. And each ring had a different power. Like, so one could teleport, one could mind control, one shot disintegration beams, one was like a heat ray. I'd have to go through them all. And look them all up. But basically there were 10 rings. And this ship that he found these on also so happened to be the Space Dragon spaceship. And Space Dragons are actually just a race of like super advanced creatures that happen to look like Chinese dragons. And they crash landed on Earth and on China and kind of like set up the Chinese culture like a long ass time ago. And if I remember right, there's 10 of them. Fin Fang Foom, for whatever reason, is like the youngest, most out of control. Which is why the Mandarin can, like, he was trapped and asleep inside the spaceship. We'll just chill until I can get up here, I guess. Boop. Alright, can I get a heal? Can I get a heal, daughter? Girl? Alright, let's actually move you much further away from there. Over here? She's like, nope! Combat for me! So he actually was the technology guy. He was always trying to outdo Iron Man with technology, basically. And he kept having to go back to these rings that he thought were magic when Iron Man would best him with technology. And then when Stark gave up being Iron Man, Rhodey took over. And Rhodey actually beat him up a ton. Including, I believe, a situation where he ended up losing his hands. I have to double check. It could have been Tony on one of his numerous out of retirement runs. When he actually took his hands away. So he lost his hands, and the rings shot all over the place. So then Captain Stumps is passed out in some little village in Asia somewhere until he like wakes up. And he regenerated new hands, but they're like lizard man hands, which he decides is like obviously a sign that magic is the superior way to do things. He's like, my scientific mind would have said that this was due to some sort of magical or radiation or something, but I know better. So then he puts together, in my opinion, the greatest story arc of Marvel history, Hands of the Mandarin. Which I think you can now get all of them finally on Comixology. It's like 5 issues of Iron Man, 5 issues of War Machine, and 3 or 4 issues of like I think it was like West Coast Avengers. And basically what he ends up doing is, with the aid of another alien artifact, he creates this bubble of anti-time around China, basically throwing China back into a medieval state, and sets himself up as a fiefdom, and he's in the process of expanding that bubble. So of course, the West Coast Avengers, Tony Stark, Jim Rhodes, have to go stop him. Because the Chinese superheroes are unavailable for whatever reason. It's really very good. It is a really very good story. Okay, so we're going to look at actually switching into a more heavily cast hero role. Just because I feel like we're probably on the verge of being able to do that. Also, are we now high enough level that we can play with these Reaper enhancements a little bit and actually get some useful stuff? Not yet. Okay. When we can select the second tier Reaper enhancements, we're gonna take a different look at how we want these things set up. The long story short, the comic book Mandarin is a badass. He's like Vader level of awesome. Alright, so let's take a look here. If we were to not do this, instead we did... Oh, you should also probably be using a bigger... Alright, we'll use the bigger cat. So now it gives us now a... Oh no, not you, you don't move. Alright, so for right now, like so, here, I typically like Quench. Is Salt Ray considered a cold spell for purposes of boosting? I wish it told you. Attuned to Winter, have bonus to cold, water, acid, electric, and negative spells. So this would actually be considered a cold spell. Do we have another hot spell that we want to cast in here? So it's like we could theoretically get rid of spiked growth and be okay. But it doesn't really look like there's a heat spell. I do kind of want to try Snare. So I'm just going to try it. Here in the second level land, Fortunately, Flaming Sphere doesn't actually do anything unless they fixed it. I don't think they did. There's just not as many fire spells until you get higher level. And then there's a lot. Can we make a fire trap work? It's a long casting time, right? Probably not. Let's just keep the cold spell on. Part of me feels like we should do a... Is this considered a hot... Firelight, Sonic, and Positive. It's a bunch of piercing damage. Firelight, Positive, and Sonic. Just isn't. Alright, we'll grab this Align Fang and throw it over here. We're not using this quarterstaff. So we can do... We can keep Produce Flame if we want on the bar. I think we'll mostly end up using this though. The enhancement. Okay, so we do need the ability to switch between fire and cold bonuses. So let's go look and see what we have in that individual who actually is set up for holding these things. I think it's Sam's leveling gear. Alright, we got a 14 spellcaster, we have a 10 acid, we have a 12 acid, we have a 10 healer, so we'll throw that over there. We have a 9 healer shield, I guess we'll throw over here. We have a 10 magnetism. We have been using more and more spellcasting powering rings. Here's that hat that I was looking at earlier. Okay, so this chick does not have them. Seems really odd to me. Who else do I have that kind of stuff on? This is mostly something else. Sam's, this temp character should have nothing. So this is where I need to start rearranging things. Alright, we'll try Sam too. Yeah, we may just have to craft some stuff, which I don't mind doing. I know I have it already. I have stuff already built. Alright, well. Let's see, Java just leveled up as a barbarian. So Java wouldn't have anything. And we can look at, Darth Samus and see what she's got, but she really didn't do a lot of casting that way. See, usually for Artificers, I would use a rune arm. Like, that's the whole point. So it's unlikely that she would be set up to use casting sticks. Where are my damn casting sticks? Guess we'll check XP Woman just to see. I'm showing quite a few of you in the chat. More than my other... Twitch is giving me a more live number than the restream is, so that's good. XP Woman is the only other person that makes any sense. There we go. Look at that. Look at that. This is what I was picturing. Alright, so what do we got? We got a level 17 ring, level 2 ring, level 13 stick, 20 stick, 18 stick. This doesn't make any sense though. Why do I have that as a scepter? Here's a level 10 ring. 12. There's a level 7 scepter. Another level 7. Another level 7. Okay, it looks like if I have a combustion, an impulse, and the negative. So I don't have a... Maybe I should go like this, actually. So I don't have an electric stick, and I don't have a cold stick, and I don't have anything at level 9. But I do have stuff at level 10. So I must have decided that 7 was good enough to go from 7 to 10. Let's look at the CC planner. Let's take a look at it. You guys can take a look with me here. So if I do weapon, level 7, and I do whatever the effect is, that's 66. If I go to level 9, that's 73. And 10 is 77. So 7 to 7. Okay, what did I say 7 was again? 66 to 10 was 77, so it's 11. It's 11-point jump. That's probably fine. Okay. So basically what this means is we need to make a cold stick. Do we have any XP gems in here at the moment? Why we just happen to be on this character? Clear them out of that bank. 1,000. There's a 3,000. I'm not seeing any other ones. No. Alright, so we need to make a cold stick at level 7. And it looked like we also probably need one for level 10. But we can worry about that later. We could use this for lightning, but I prefer this for cold. So let's grab a cold stick. We could also use this for lightning. That probably makes the most sense, actually, because we don't have a bunch of the other one. So we use this for lightning. So we'll make those 3. So I have a fire, a cold, and a lightning. I think that'll cover most of our cleric, or not cleric, most of our whatever it is here. Spell types. Wow, that was, I Mario'd that up, didn't I? That was pretty sweet. Like that run sideways and my feet kept running, but my legs moved. Alright. Alright, so 2 level 7 gems. And then we need, I forget what they call, oh, that was good. Magnetism for looks like we'll look for the lore side for, there's our cold lore, there's our electric lore. So then what are we calling cold? Glaciation? Isn't that a mouthful? Perfect. Alright, so this is our glaciation item, so 7. Glaciate. Lure. Get out of the way. And 7. Mag. Lure. Alright, boom, boom, boom. We'll go... Get rid of that. That actually is a waste. I guess we'll put this down here. And we'll go cold, electric, and then we'll grab that fire out of the bank and stick it there. We'll grab this spell focus hat. Alright. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Let's see. I thought we had some bigger... I guess we don't have bigger boots. But we do at 10. I was just gonna switch into that casting hat, but I don't know if I want to now. Does this thing have a save? No. So really it's just this that has a save, right? It's probably fine. Okay. So let's make up some more of that. Let's summon our dog. Ah! Is this thing any good? A green slot, +3, protection from evil. Mythic Armor Boost 2. I feel like every time I get something with the Armor Boost 2 on it, I want to be like, is it any good? I don't know. I'm gonna throw that armor in the bank for now. I don't legitimately know if it's good enough. We've got these heal scrolls. We're close enough now we can give it a shot. Okay, what else do we need to do? We need to grab some shield scrolls. We need to grab some spell components. grab 100 shield scrolls because we're gonna use them eventually. Shield scrolls are not like everything else. Alright, so now we need to also make sure we have some dried black rose. And everything else is fine. So we need what? A general vendor? Dried black rose. Yeah, well, apparently I don't know where to go get that then. To the wiki! Location, Feather Falls Apothecary. That's where I went first, right? Oh, no, it's not. That's this place. Alright, well this is where I thought I was going in the first place. Go. Get my plat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plat. Woo ha ha ha. What? How did I? How did I get here? Alright. Alright, I think we're good to get back to XP land, right? We have everything we need. We're set up for trying to go hardcore. Hardcore casting mode when applicable. The rest of the time we'll just go get it done mode. Especially here in Gwylands. That's what I'm thinking we'll do next. Yeah, I'll do Ravenloft again this life. I don't know if I'm going to do it on Reaper or not. Probably not. So, Kudesnik, who I consider a friend of mine, is sharing a Now This video where a guy has taken and chopped his AR-15 5 years ago because he didn't want it to be used in school shootings. Which is fair. It's his property. He can do whatever he wants. But, it's his gun. Like, does he not have other guns? Also, he just chopped the barrel off, which is, if you know anything, is basically nothing. That doesn't matter. You gotta get the lower. The lower is the hard part. The barrel, who cares? You can redo a barrel, no problem. So basically, this guy just got 15 minutes of fame for nothing. Good call, buddy. Now he just has a less accurate AR-15. And probably super illegal. I don't know if there's a minimum length on barrels. For rifles. Alright, who was this? Lanny? Lanny, I think, did a good job. Alright. Back to XP land. Let's try to do some casting. Ice Storm should be particularly effective. A couple other things should be really, really useful here. Ritz, I would recommend Ravenloft. The quests are really good. I don't know if you need to spend any more money than whatever the minimum is to get the quests. But, because the rest of the rewards are just not worth anything. To be super, like, unless you're like me and you solo non-stop, then you have a little bit more value in some of the hirelings that go with you. But then if you want to TR and not take up all your backpack space, you're gonna have to buy a bigger book to hold all of these new Gold Seal hirelings in. So then it ends up costing you even more. Ravenloft is great if you spend any time at level 30. I imagine that's probably true. Like, every time that there's in-game content, it's good, right? Every time something's the end game. Alright. boop, boop. We'll just have these guys hold mode. Alright, we're going to set up for, I guess, fire right now. What do we have? Fire and mass AoEs. Nothing. Sweet. Probably get Ravenloft like in a month or two when you get some money. That makes sense. I said I went to do a fundraiser, and one of the viewers was so generous to kick me a copy. Let's see if we can put you on hold. Summon our guys. Boo. Yeah, we are burning through mana because our spells are not particularly efficient. Loadbee says, I like Ravenloft a whole lot more than Mines of Terramore or Slavers, which were in game. That's probably fair. I mean, the thing with Slavers is that people just ran it. They just ran it into the ground. I think they may have run it into the ground more than other in-game content at the time. Alright, well that was a fun excuse to cast spells at things. Yes, now we go back to just shooting things to death because that was incredibly expensive mana-wise. Yeah, I don't mind the mines quests. I don't know how they are at Endgame, like over in the Epic Land. But it's probably okay. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of Slavers though. See how well this works. That is slow as balls. Okay, good to know. Oh jeez. Oh man. I better just hold him right in place too. That thing took forever to cast. Pet down. It's good to. And he's definitely not in place. Duration 1 minute. Concentration failure. Okay, sweet. Yeah, that thing just takes way too long to cast. But we did get it. We did hold him in place. So I suppose if we can get an opportunity to get it cast, it might be okay. Maybe a quicken. Do I have the Word of Balance SLA yet? Not yet. I have to look and see exactly where it falls. See if we can hit it this time. Looks like it failed to... I don't see what happened with it. Is there a save? Not for the first one, right? Let's take a look here. Word of Balance is the top tier line. And it's level 12. So yeah, we're a ways away from getting up that tree that deep. Yeah, it may not be time to go all in on spells yet. I thought maybe it would be. Or maybe it's we only go all in on spells for Ice Storm right now. Yeah, I think, again, the problem is the transitioning back and forth in and out of summer and cold. I mean, it's just so much easier to just shoot them with your repeater now. I think that's the problem. I'm trying to find a playstyle that's more in line with the class and what I want to do instead of just playing something else to like carry me through the quest. I just don't think that's going to happen. I think we're going to just continue to be a bad Artificer until later. It was pandemonium. The tornado just came right through, ripped the roof right off the top of our Minotaur, and just shot it around. I don't know how we lived. Fortuitously, this troll came by, sucked up all the pandemonium. Trying to stretch my neck out. Look how long that takes. And then where is it? Where'd it go? Why didn't it do anything? Is it this ball? Do I have to cast it and then get him to run over the ball? Oh my god, it's a trap. Creates a snare that when triggered entangles a single enemy. Oh my god. I did not realize how this spell worked. Now we're in action, boys. Now we got a sweet 5 minutes of awesome. You're out of here. So I used to call undead form 30 seconds of awesome. Now it's, now it's just like toggle on the unkillable mode. Because you're already dead. Look at me, I'm gonna just use a heal scroll for... Alright, I want to make sure that I always have one of the heals ready to go for... I don't want to say if I'm out of mana, but if I'm low on mana. Yeah, I see you, Reaper. Come here. Come here, big boy. Standing on top of it doesn't trigger it. Oh, there it went. Yes, now that it was entirely unnecessary. That spell seems not great. Yeah, it seems a little slow and troublesome, but I have the feeling that it's just a matter of figuring out exactly how to make best use of it. The reason I wanted to cast it is because it's so good when it procs off your Colors of the Queen. It feels like it has to be great, right? Yeah, I keep forgetting to craft some spell stunning rune things. I feel like the bush might be better right now, at least. Because the bush, at least, is quick damage. Like, I would have kited that guy through the bush now 3 times, probably. I have a feeling there are situations that I could make where that spell is better. I'm just gonna shrine. So here's a interesting thing that just popped up on my Facebook. One of my friends has posted a video about how good and evil doesn't exist. It's just a limitation on whether or not you can do something. Seems like a asinine argument to me, but let's look at it. I have to take her to surgery, wait for her to finish her surgery, and then come back. It's only like a 45-minute hour drive. Is the stream down? No, stream's not down. Oh, maybe the DDO stream kicked in and it sent me an email. Vegan pants should be kicking in any minute here. That's probably what happened. A little early though. I mean, not too early. So yeah, it's only like a 45-minute, hour-long drive. But I gotta pick her up at her house, take her. It's like here would be a good opportunity that I could have used it, and I didn't. What gave me a negative level? Did the thing that... Did it use it right as it died? Oh no, don't kill her yet. I was hoping to pin that mark of law named. I don't understand. It seems to be... There we go. It seems to be really, like, jerky. Clearly, it activated on him, but it didn't... Well, he didn't move after that. I just didn't see the animation. Maybe it's just real buggy. Let's see. It's in fire mode, so we'll poof, poof. Just like we never saw the other animation either. It may just be brokey. Evil actions. Evil are actions that go against morality, which you can or can't do, or set by laws which are part of constructs of morality. But there are plenty of things that are legal that one would consider evil. So here's my thing. Everybody knows deep down inside if something is good or if it's evil, right? So if you kill somebody, and I'm not saying psychopaths, I'm saying people who lie inside the normal realm of human odds. If there's an act that is heinous, then we would consider that evil. And the most common one, right, is an act of murder. Now, one could argue that evil or wrongness is part of evolution. You know, you don't kill members of your own tribe, right? Because then you reduce your chances of living. And carrying your genes on. But also, we all know that there are acts that are so damning that the only correct response is to remove that person from this civilization. So, pretty much every culture on the planet penalizes murder. Typically with more murder. Not killing killers is really a product of modern culture. So, I mean, I get where this guy's coming from, saying that there's no such thing as evil. I don't buy it. I would be hard-pressed to find somebody who said walking into a school and lightsabering down all of the young Padawans was not a heinous act committed by Vader. Like, clearly, that's a dark side motherfucking act, right? Like, find me the guy who's like, no, that's cool. I would also say that there are degrees. There's a lot of things that are wrong, as in morally wrong, but aren't necessarily evil. Oh, why aren't we ice storming here? This is exactly the kind of place we want to be ice storming. There we go. Now we're chilling with ice. Like I said, I find it hard-pressed, like, using Vader as an example to continue our conversation from earlier, Load Beef, about how Marvel doesn't have villains that the characters believed what they were doing was right, which again I kind of disagree with. They all had motivations, but right and wrong wasn't one of them. Where Killmonger clearly was led by the motivations of what's right and what's wrong. But let's look at let's look at it for a quick second here. Stop attacking those guys. What's up? Why are you making the attacks of that? I'm trying to figure out what I was thinking here. So Vader, he clearly explains that from his point of view, the Jedi were evil, right? Preventing him from enacting his will upon the universe, basically. Let's see if we can make this untarget that guy. Here? Let's see if this works. If this catches that guy right there, then it'll be a... Oh, it did! That was pretty solid. Most evil acts are not like that. Most of us would agree that the Holocaust was probably a pretty evil act. And even... Yeah, huzzah, the snare worked. I would say that most people that were like part of the Holocaust wasn't like, this is like the best thing we ever did. But points of view could be twisted where people might perceive an evil act to be good. Yeah, I don't know. It's a tough knuckle to wrap your hand around. Now, religion comes into play pretty easily to say, no, well, these are things that are evil, and it's pretty easy because they, were told that they're bad. That's not the button you were told to push. Yeah, I would have to really think about a non-religious way to define good or evil. Why something is good and why something would be evil in a non-religious manner. Again, other than the continuation of your tribe. Right? The Ten Commandments, though, are basically God's way of telling you these are lists of things that are evil. If you don't honor your mother and father, it's evil. If you commit murder, that's evil. If you covet your neighbor's wife, that's evil. Or at least a sin. Yeah, I don't know. Again, I'd have to really stop and think about some of it. Which I fully admit I haven't. It literally just popped up on my... Oh, we're dead, aren't we? Oh, come on. Oh, yep, we're dead. We got tripped. Right into oblivion. A soulless and an infernal pack. So, Jordan Peterson, who considers himself an atheist, but really is like a heavy scholar, a religious scholar, right? He talks a lot about the lessons of the Bible and why they were written. And the main thing that he puts forth. I thought I was under the impression he said he was an atheist. Is he not? Is that incorrect? I was under the impression he was an atheist in the interviews that I have heard him give. If he's not an atheist, then I'll have to rewatch some of his stuff. I've not watched all of his Bible lectures. But he always refers to, from what I know of the stuff that I have listened to, he's always referred to the Bibles as homonyms to teach lessons, not as historical fact. The one exception I can think of that is where he referred to, he made an example, he said that Christians believe this is historical fact, and he never filled in the blank that he was a Christian. Because he was specifically asked whether or not the stories in the Bible are true or factual. And he said on the sense of morally and from teaching a lesson, they are 100% true. But not, and Christians, he specifically specified Christians, believe from a factual situation these are true. I'm really curious now. But he specifically talks about how they're basically set as guidelines and stories to teach people right from wrong. He treats religious beliefs as expressions of subconscious, a thought of processes in humans while still holding on to naturalistic worldview. Right, which would make him not a Christian, but that would not be a belief in a deity, which would make him an atheist. Oh, he does consider himself a Christian. Okay. Well, then he and I probably align more on how I think of myself as a Christian as well than not. I guess I'll have to watch his Bible study stuff. I haven't got around to watching it yet. I don't know. I really like Jordan Peterson. He's one of those guys who challenges himself. Or I feel at least he challenges himself. Like, this is true. Why do I think this is true? And then, if after thinking about it, he decides it's not true, he changes his mind. See, look how good it is when you don't cast it. See, and I would define Christianity as the belief that Christ was born, given to the earth to teach, and then sacrificed to forgive the original sin. Well, so here's the thing though, right? Like, there are three problems in my opinion with the Bible. One, it was written by people. Right? It's very little data out there is not consumed or written by people. also, data tends to be manipulated by the victors. And I would not say Christianity has ever been the winner. It's never been the dominant religion on the planet. So it's hard for me to say that it was ever the winner. I could understand in certain regions it's the winner. So with that, maybe one could argue that it was the winner in certain areas. Let's see if we can't get some action of these guys coming up here. Come on, trap. Go off. Yeah! That was good. That was nice. That was a reasonable amount of damage off that trap, too, on that Reaper. So we can't get the rest of this crap to come up for us up here. Old school pulls. Old school pulls. 2... Because things were written by men, and then re-edited many times and translated and everything, it's really hard to know exactly what was documented. And I think there comes a point in time when something gets so far out of history, we turn them into myths and legends and not historical fact. Because the telling gets retold too many times, essentially. So there's a lot of really interesting things about the Bible stories, right? Like every culture basically on the planet has a flood story. Why? Why is there a flood myth? Well, like, can we safely say that there was pretty clearly some sort of worldwide flood while humans were alive? If so, how does that change things? Also, how come pretty much every historic or every society on the planet have a pretty good idea of how the universe developed? Right? First there was darkness, and then there was light, and then there were the heavens and the earth, and then, you know, animals, and then man, and so on and so forth. Like, or plants, and then animals, and then man. Like, that order is consistent across pretty much every culture. How? Why? We didn't kill enough monsters. Before we finish, let's run back outside and see if we can't. Did you not switch off? Yeah, okay. So, like, there's a lot of really interesting things, and the Bible is one of the books that's really consistent. So that's a problem with the Bible. Also, again, to go back to the translation thing, it gets really fuzzy on some of the things. So, like, people like me who also tends to think that a lot of the stories documented in the Bible could also be perhaps misidentified alien encounters. I believe that to be pretty true. A lot of people probably give me some flack for that. But, like, a lot of stuff is described in the Bible could really be interpreted as factual documentation of things. So, like, why does God drive around in a chariot? Why does that chariot, you know, the size of a mountain and make a thunderous roar? It sounds a lot more like some sort of spaceship. What video is that, Load? Is it something I watch off camera or something I need to watch now? Oh, sweet. Thank you. I will watch that. I said I had not seen anything where he specifically declared himself as like a Christian or not, so I'll have to watch that. So he discusses the belief in God, Jesus, and the divine. Part of an interview. Okay, I will listen. So basically, you have the translation problem. You have it is written down by a bunch of dudes or ladies, whatever. Mostly dudes at the time, I believe. And then you have the massive editing. You know, things were picked and chosen off of keeping people in line, right? So how many of the stories in the Bible were put in there to keep people in line and to do certain things, right? So some of the things are pretty clearly organized society. Why not laws? Organized society. So like, don't eat shrimp or pork in the desert. Those things tend to spoil really quick and make you ill. Makes some sense. Wear this kind of fabric or cloth and don't mix it. Why? Because the guy, you know, the tribe over there that don't believe in Jesus wears a different clothes. So it's easy to determine who are people who believe like you and who doesn't believe like you. It's like a warning system. To increase the population, the most likely way to increase the population is to have biological men and women have sex and procreate. Oh, I'm the devil. Like, it's really difficult for a man having sex with a man to make a baby. Taming the Flames, no. Scoundrels Run, no. The Pit, we already did. Grey Arrow, we did. We can go work on Delira's. And that's the last of the 7s we really do. I'm not a huge... Well, maybe the Grave Robber. I don't dislike the Grave Robber. Do I have enough time to... on buffs to Delira's? Oh, we all died, didn't we? Let's go shit buff. So like as a realist, I try keeping all those things in mind in the Bible. That being said, when I look at the life, and I look at the things, and I look at the good stuff in my life, I choose to believe that these are in fact gifts. Make some stun rune stones. Alright, I'll make some stun rune stones too real quick. I was thinking there's a reason I didn't, but now I don't know what that reason was. Like, maybe they were too high a crafting level for me last time I looked. So we can't use greater ones. So I can use lesser ones. Alright. Alright, we'll make 10 lesser ones, we'll try them. I know, it's been a really, really long time since I read through the Bible. I should probably do it again. There's like a Bible in a year challenge. I should probably take it. I've actually been reading the Mama... Oh god, I can't pronounce it now. Let me pull up the Kindle on my phone. Get out of there. The Maha... Damn it. Stop it. I need to be able to read it. I'll just go. This guy right here. The Mahabharata. I don't know. I've been reading through it, trying to get through that. It'll put you to sleep. The Bible? Oh, no. I've read the Bible before. The Bible's... Some of it's really exciting. Some of it's boring as balls, but some of it's really exciting. I think I'm going to throw this Gwyland's blade in the bank. But I haven't read the Bible all the way through since I was in high school, probably. Did you actually hit the button? Did that time, so... No, you used the wrong one. Now I gotta look and see what you didn't get. Alright, you didn't get a fire. Tobrel actually picked up a Bible, picked up the Quran, and picked up something else to read all three of them this year. I think is a little ambitious. Yeah, there's a read the Bible challenge in a year. I should do it. It probably doesn't even take that long. It's probably like 10 minutes of reading a day. Who couldn't cram in that much time a day, right? Let me see. Read from Genesis 1 to Revelation 22 in order the books which the Bible are arranged. 365 days. Let's look at these details. I'm just curious here. So basically you're reading 4 verses a day, give or take. Man, it should be an app that just like boot oops and sends it to you. I bet there is. If not, there should be. Just like sends you a text message. Or it doesn't even send a text message, but it uses a text message app. Or whatever style of thing, and it sends you a reminder. And then you get your 4 little messages and you read them and you're like, oh yeah. Alright, so we're gonna whoop out our sweet mace for this quest. We're going to align our dog to good, and we're gonna give the chick +1. I don't know what she's wielding. But that should basically get us through this. I'm going to throw up a Death Ward. She can throw us a Freedom, but I don't think we need to worry about it. Things would be completely different if I had Firewall already. If we had Firewall, because we didn't take the 2 levels of Artificer, we would have 0 problems with this quest. We'd be able to do everything. We're going to throw down a nice storm here in the middle. The bludgeoning damage at least will fire off, if not the cold damage. Force the various skeletons into the bludgeoning damage we can. I don't know. Good stuff. It never hurts to gain knowledge of something, in something. Not really. Oh no, don't do that, don't do that, don't do that. Big heal, big heal. Papa needs those heals, girl. We picked up a lot of stacks of the ouchie dot. Many stacks of the ouchie dot. Jeez, 12. I don't know, I kind of feel like it would be... If you can read Tolkien, you can read the Bible. That kind of painful, hard to understand. I might have been gross oversimplification. Ba-dum! You think Tolkien is easier? I don't a lot of people say that Tolkien is basically telling the Jesus story? Right, isn't Gandalf supposed to be like super Jesus? I never had a problem with Shakespeare. I don't really understand that one. Like, I love Taming of the Shrew. Doing this is a pain. It is doable. But it is a pain. I guess we go ahead and try. We'll try once, and if it doesn't work, then we'll abandon. To get it to work when you don't have the ability to summon, or to have your hireling summon something, you have to get your hireling to run to another one. Alright. Alright, I don't remember if we want the light off to start with or on to start with. I know I need to flick it once. Alright, looks like we should be good. Alright, dog, would you please go... Thank you. Said sometimes it works out real nice and sometimes it's a massive pain in the ass. Fortunately this time it worked really nicely. So, Load Beef, actually, while you're here and answering questions, what did you think of the sister, aka Q? I can't think of her actual name. Amara, maybe? That feels wrong to me. But spoiler alerts, I felt like her and or the villain in the Black Panther movie were the two strongest characters in the movie. I'm curious if many other people felt the same, if no one else felt the same. Yeah, something like that. Suri, maybe. I'd have to look at it. I felt like they used that character really, really well. And it's close to how she seems in the comics. I don't know how close it is, but this, of course you would be a freaking champion. Wrath on top of all the other crap, huh? Alright, let's go. Her character seemed pretty unimportant to me, actually. There was no reason the story for a Q-type character needed in the sister. Huh. I think it was fairly key, in my opinion. Like, the way they ended up resolving the story. I don't want to get too in depth there with the actual whether or not I needed a Q. Also have the real feeling that she's going to be incredibly important in the Avengers series in Infinity War 1 and 2. Don't quote me, but I had the feeling. I don't know. I felt like for me, she kind of stole the movie. Did she make sense in the scene, or did I just really like the girl and her acting? That's a good question. I feel like she enabled different plot points of the movie to actually happen. Particularly at the end. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like she was important. But it is interesting. So far, she seems to be like the most popular part of the movie to the people I've asked. You're the first person that did not really... I mean, Remington did like her character, but not like... I would have said Remington had the softest reaction, but you now have the softest reaction. I kind of feel like they maybe have gotten a little too into the world now compared to the comics. Wakanda, most important, is definitely something that is super high on their list. Pew. I don't know, I originally put it as in I would not go pay a bunch of money to watch it in the theater again, but now I actually wonder if that's true. And that I would go see it in the theater again with the right group of people. I feel like I would, actually. I don't think I'd pay to watch it in 3D again, though. I want to know why they feel like they can force you to rent glasses. Oh, the movie's $8, but $4 to rent the glasses or whatever it is. It's like, why do I need to rent the glasses? What if I had my own glasses? Like, I've been thinking about getting a pair of, like, the sunglasses that you clip over. Because one of the problems with the 3D glasses is when you already have glasses, they fit weird. So I was thinking maybe if I took and cut them out and remade replacement lenses for a pair of sunglasses. But then if I took the time and energy to do that, then they would still just charge me for glasses rental, even if I never use their glasses. That seems odd to me. Boop. Didn't kill you? There we go. Dog, are you still good aligned? Negative. So, you're saying it didn't matter that the character was the sister? Well, the reason why... Like, I know some of the comic book history. Like, she eventually becomes the new king. He gets disgraced or whatever, and ends up becoming king of the City of the Dead. Which apparently is a Wakanda thing, not just an Egypt thing. And she ends up becoming the regular king. So she ends up beating him in combat, I believe. Even. But I would agree, she didn't have to be a sister. There was no real reason that character was the sister in particular. Other than they were able to use the fact that they were related more to lighten the seriousness of the movie. But then they had the relationship between him and the general be like super casual until a certain part, a certain place in the movie. And then all of a sudden it was like over the top formal. I don't know. It felt like there's little things like that kind of threw the movie off for me, but story-wise, I felt like everything matched right. Character-wise, I feel like almost like most of it came correctly. Where are you running to? What enemy did you find that you want to go chase? Again, I think the fact that they made the Q character the sister is probably more of an homage to how the movie is, or the comic is actually set up. possibly for a sequel or part of the overarching trilogy. Part of the overall universe. I saw someone today want to know why everything has to be part of an overarching universe. And why can't we just have standalone movies anymore? I think that you want the comic books to be part of an overarching universe. In particular is because that's part of comic books. Comic books exist in a universe together, for the most part. Movies that don't are the Ninja Turtles. Right? And even those technically overlap with Daredevil. Like, not necessarily officially. Yeah. No, I just meant how did you like the character in general? Not necessarily that she was a blood relative. I just cannot think of her name, so I said sister. The fact that I could not think of the name is more of me not being able to remember names. But you're right. That's when I am agreeing with you. The way it was currently in the story, she could have been anybody. But I think that's set up for down the road. I think it'll be more and more important that she's like the super smart one in another story down the road. Oh man, I wish the druids had a charm that would hit those Carnage Reapers. That would be sweet. Oh no. I have to say that I am, with some of the comments recently coming out from Kevin Fergal or whatever his name is, I am now more worried about Captain Marvel than I was before. I still don't think I like Brie Larson as Carol Danvers. I could be wrong. She might be good. Just every time I see her in costume, I'm like, that's not Miss Marvel or Captain Marvel. I'm also tired of origin movies. I just want more good movies. Give me Jim Rhodes. Any other like Avenger type people that don't have origin stories? Give me the Scarlet Witch Vision love story. Come on. I felt like that worked for me too. feel like his motivations were the royal family was essentially his family now, because he felt like the king went over and above to protect him. Alright, I think that's a good way to sum it up without spoiling anything. So he was going to go over and beyond to protect the royal family. The only thing that I had, from a plot point of view, the only character that I felt had a real problem was, I better get the right name here. Yeah, Wakabi? The leader of the Rhino tribe. That was the only motivation that kind of seemed odd to me. And overly forced. Everyone else seemed to make a lot of sense in the movie. I don't know. I don't want to spoil it for anybody. I'm doing my best. Maybe I should just go see it again. Let's get this party started. I should keep those guys targeting on me. This guy, this ice hole. Ice soul should be pretty easy to take down. So partially he's there to tie the Black Panther universe together. He'll probably end up being the glue that brings him. I don't know. Maybe it's full of crap. I just have the feeling that he's going to end up being like the Panther, or the Agent Coulson of the Black Panther team up. Whatever that ends up meaning. And then I'm also going to think that they're going to say something like, well, we had to have some sort of supporting cast and we couldn't have them all be black. And that doesn't make any sense to me. I guess it makes sense that if they wanted an outside, I don't know, some of the stuff that I don't think is necessarily necessary or important to the movie, that people are talking about now. Oh yeah, Claw is good. I liked him though in Avengers, so... And he did a good tie-in. Again, I really like the movie. The things that I didn't care for are kind of small. Alright, did we finish the quest? We did. Where's the book? There's the book. Gimme, gimme. How many Reaper XP was that? 300 Reaper XP. Not very bloody many. I don't know. I wish I knew more about the Black Panther and compared it to the comic. But at the same time, the more I know about the comics, the more I like yell about certain character decisions or whatever. So, usually, comic book movies that are dull and dry and stuff like that are DC movies, in my opinion. And that's what DC fans call the movies ultra-realistic. I'm like, no, make them ultra dark and boring. I'm gonna jump back out of here. I'm gonna go grab another helper, and I'm gonna actually make potty real fast too. Oh, I'll be right back. Something else that's good. Tomorrow, Thor comes out. So I might be lucky enough to just pick up the Thor movie, download it to my phone before we leave. I can watch Thor while my mother-in-law is in her surgery. So there is a lot to actually talk about with the Suri Williams character, who is the black female girl Iron Man. She's not Iron Man. She is her own character. And in this story, Tony Stark is in a super coma. Where I've read so far, although his body has now gone missing. So he is in a super coma, and she is kind of taken on this mantle of Ironheart, which is kind of cool. Yes, the super coma. But basically, so the story, for those of you who don't know how it's kind of set up, is they had a second Civil War where Captain Marvel found an Inhuman that had see the future vision, right? Was clairvoyant, whatever you want to call it. And the majority, like, he was way high on the success rate. And so she was using it to prevent crimes that hadn't happened yet. I don't think I don't know. I don't know if Captain America is still an agent of Hydra. Captain America is not a character that I follow. And he is not involved in the comics that I do follow. So yeah, I can't answer that question. In the process of this Civil War, Williams builds herself an Iron Man suit, modeled after Iron Man suit, sort of. Like, she builds it out of junk at college. And she's actually in the Civil War run of the comics. I'm trying to think what series she was in. I feel like I want to say the Runaways, maybe, but that doesn't necessarily seem correct to me. But she was around during the Civil War too. So, Tony, being Tony, knew that sooner or later there was going to end up being a showdown with Captain Marvel. And she's just... right now, she's basically Superman of the Marvel Universe. There's a couple of Supermans of Iron Universe, but she's like high on the curve right now. So basically, he knew he wasn't going to be able to beat her, so he had a plan, and he knocked her to a standstill, essentially. And then he went into this super coma. And he created an AI of himself, which is the most advanced and most awkward AI that anyone has ever seen, of course. And made arrangements to deliver this AI to her, because a suit as advanced as the Iron Man suit has to have an AI to run. Which I think is kind of awkward, but okay. I'll buy it. I'll buy it for $1 if you insist. And she kind of like, he's training her to be a suit pilot and helping her design a new suit and stuff like that. It's really good. So I really like the character. I think the character is really well written. It's the whole thing is really well done, in my opinion. And I really like the character, but she's not little girl Iron Man. She's something different. But I will also say that the Iron Man mantle has changed hands probably more than any other superhero that I know of. Really. So of course, everybody knows that Jim Rhodes takes over as Iron Man. But before that, Happy actually was Iron Man for a little while. And before that, there was another guy, like a boxer, that was a short-lived Iron Man. And then later in life, Tony is crippled with the technovirus. Yeah, Green Lantern does change a lot. That's fair. But Tony is crippled by the technovirus and ends up paralyzed, and then Ultima comes back, and they assemble the Iron Legion, which is one of my favorite comic books ever. It's Iron Man 300. And that's where they've got like Happy, and they've got yeah, again, he's not replaced per se. It's just a little different. Pretty sure I have it now on Comixology. Let me see if I can find the... Yeah, here we go. Here's a great panel. So they call up Rhodes. Rhodes like, I can't beat Ultima alone. Ultima's taking down Iron Man, so he pulls out the some Iron Man suits and basically has people who have training in Iron Man suits to pilot them. So we have like Bethany Cage, Happy Hogan. I don't really remember who these guys are. I think one's the boxer. The black guy's the boxer that used to wear the suit. That's like way old. I mean, I've read them all, but it's been a long time. Ah. So, I mean, he's not gone. He's just missing. And I think the point, not really the point, but like the desire is to create a, well, one, Marvel wanted to increase their diversity, right? But also, every time they make a new Iron Man or a new whatever, Captain One, Eddie Murch, Bethany Cave, Mike O'Brien, that's the other guy I was trying to think of. Mike O'Brien became the Defender for a little while. And actually had to get... He was a reformed villain now. Or the Guardian. Sorry, the Guardian, not the Defender. It's a good time. Well, I take it back. What'll probably be the best time is when the next movie comes out. Comixology almost always has a sale. The Guardsman, that's it. Thank you. And then you can basically pick them all up for like 99 cents a book. Or if you buy the graphic novels, they'll sell the graphic novels for like $4.99. But yeah, I like it. I think it's good. Again, I would recommend the best Iron Man story, if you're looking for one, is still Hand of the Mandarin, by far the best one. I don't know why they never turned that into a series, but probably because it would take 3 movies to explain that whole story. But I like the Rory Williams character. I think that's how you create diversity in the comic books, personally. Is you create a new character to kind of step between those roles. So when before Rory Williams, there was a 1.5-year long run of War Machine where It was great. It was awesome. I loved it. It was one of the best comic book runs ever. But you basically had, you know, another Iron Man running around. And I think that's what they're going to end up doing at the end. Is they're going to be like, well, now we have 2 Iron Men, but one's a girl. Oh, ka, 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 ka. And they have like this really long discussion of, do I call myself Iron Girl now? Yes, Titan, what's up? What is up, mother trucker? I think I'm going to let that go, right? I don't care about this. Well, the problem isn't that the diversity is there. The main thing is that the diversity is diversity of race. Right? That's generally the problem with people who are like all diversity all the time. It's not diversity of thought or character or stuff. It's always race. And when you basically force in like 18 characters just because you want to have a Muslim and a Hispanic and stuff like that, you get a lot of blowback because it's too much too quick. Where if you all ATM new cards, if it has a chip in it, they almost always want the chip now because the chip is significantly more secure. You don't have to have a chip yet, but it is. Most banks have switched to them. So you have both because not everyone has upgraded to the chip reading technology. Yeah, backwards compatibility. But the chips are a lot harder to like clone and do stuff with. So anyway, to finish my other thought, if you create a character in such a way where you're not forcing a new character and a change on an old loved character, which is why I think that to me, the Rory Williams Ironheart is so good. Because, yeah, Tony was out of the picture. But Tony was out of the picture for a different story purpose, right? And then, he's still there. Like, as this AI. He's still in the Iron Man story. And it should be pretty easy to imagine a point in time where Tony comes back as Tony, takes back his mantle of Iron Man, but she can stick around as Ironheart and still be as interesting of a character. But because she's not Iron Man, and again, Iron Man has switched characters a lot, not like Spider-Man, right? Like, Spider-Man doesn't... Like, there has been other Spider-Mans, but they're always parallel dimension Spider-Mans, or whatever. James Foster as Thor. That's another character I actually like as... I like the way they did it, to be really honest. I don't know if I'm gonna like it long term, but for right now, I think it's really interesting. I got the first 4 mini book or whatever you want to call it, where they basically just take the first 4 or 5 issues and bundle them together. So basically, Odin died. Thor took over Asgard. Stuff got all screwed up. And Thor became unworthy to use his hammer. So, Thor's mom, Helena, Hella? No, not Hella. Whatever her name. Freya. Freya? Went, okay, we need a new Thor. Like, there always has to be a Thor. And basically, if, I think that you just went out and you found the next person that was worthy. Jane Foster in the story is obviously worthy. But they were doing some really cool stuff with her. To the point where even Thor was like, I'm gonna get my hammer back! And he didn't beat her. Like, and he didn't beat her just because, like, no reason. Like, it made sense. And to me, that's all that matters. As long as it's a good story that makes sense. I really don't care who the person is. As long as it makes sense. But I can see having problems with, like, oh, Peter Parker's dead. Long live the new Spider-Man. It's like, what? No? If you could get Robert Downey Jr. to do it, like, if you could pitch something that would make him interested, I think he would be on board. I don't think it's gonna happen. It would be expensive, but I don't think that's the problem. I think he's kind of like Bill Murray in the sense that it's got to be a project that's interesting. The man has figured out that he now has, more than ever before, has cemented himself in the, I want to say annals of history, but that's certainly not it. Isn't she the new Doctor? Jane Foster? No. No. Oh my god, now I can't think of her name. No. She's not the new Doctor. It definitely was politically motivated. It was 100% politically motivated for a lot of these switch-ups. That being said, Marvel is really easy to mix up and do stuff like this. Yeah, I think Vin Diesel would be an easy person to get to do it. And why they haven't already asked him is beyond me. Like, you got Will Wheaton, right, doing stuff. You can get Vin Diesel. I would much rather have Vin Diesel over Will Wheaton. I'm just not a Will Wheaton fan. Stand By Me was great. You take that back. I don't think I ever watched it. Yeah, Jodie Foster is the person that I'm thinking of as a doctor. Or Jodie Foster is the girl's name. Stand By Me was great. Let me... Sure. So that movie's like 30 years old. I didn't remember the name of it. But you can't say, oh, you made this one movie 30 years ago and now you're fine forever. Oh, no, let's get this first. Like, Will Wheaton is the reason why I became... Like, I loved the first couple of seasons of The Guild. Will Wheaton's one of the reasons why I kind of was like, meh. Like, and I thought it was fine in Star Trek. I don't know. I just don't like him. I think he does a good job when he plays himself on Big Bang Theory. He's kind of like a snarky little asshole, and I think that's probably really how he is. Load Beef openly trolling me on Twitch. That's fair. I haven't seen him yet either, to be honest. I'll watch him at some point. But I also didn't like the few episodes of the Peter Capinelli Doctor that I saw. I didn't care for it either. So I'll have to watch those at some point. They're all on Twitch Prime. Not Twitch Prime. Amazon Prime now, so I'll have to go watch it. So, I am a Dr. Tennant Doctor fan. He will always be my doctor. Everyone has a doctor. He is mine. Oh my god. Karen Gillan is my companion, although Rose Tyler, see, there's the difference, right? Like, I can say Karen Gillan, but I can't say Rose Tyler, the actress, who I know, though. I do know her name, though. I still didn't get there. Billie Piper, that's her name. You watch 20 episodes of Doctor Who and never like it. It's not for everybody. The thing that is nice about it is you can watch them rotate doctors, and because everyone has a different take on the Doctor, it's different. But some of the black and white episodes are really interesting. Oh my gosh, get rid of this letter. Oh, get gone, sons. Well, the girl that became his wife eventually, if that's what you're talking about, she... What's her name? I have to... always have to, like, click the button to look them up. River Song, yes. I don't know. John Sim as the Master, perfect. If there was one episode of Doctor Who to watch and fall in love with the series, it would not be the ones where the dogs are barking. Let me look it up. Um, no, no, no. Is it Utopia? Utopia and the sounds of the drums. Those are the two that are just the best. In that episode, the Master steals those two episodes, the Master steals the TARDIS, strands the Doctor at the edge of the time, and takes over the Earth. It is so good. And that is where I found my favorite song of all time, which we can't play because it drills its way into my brain and I can never not think of it. It takes me weeks to get that song out of my head. It's so good. I wake up in the middle of the night and I'm dreaming about it. Like, that's how good it is. And if you guys are interested in what that song is, I will tell you. Now what I get a letter from. Damn you, son of a bitch. Damn you, Sharktopus. Alright. Do we have any more quests to do? I don't like the Scaldrons run. I don't like Taming the Flames. We could do a Grave Robber, but I don't remember it being very much XP. So let's just level, and we'll probably wrap it up for the night there. I need to eat. I need to eat early enough before going to bed that doesn't keep me up. And then, of course, the wife is home now. So let's level, and we'll go hang out with the wife. Our favorite leveling spot. I like how this druid's just like lounging, like you can totally see up my skirt. Like, hey, you want to come hide in my bush? And you're like, yes, yes I would. I like how the tongue feels on my Johnsons. Okay, Winter Wolf is clearly the superior form. Not that we'll probably use it. Alright, so now we have some options. One, I think we want to actually consider being able to switch our form. Because we're going to be in spellcasting mode. Two, I think we kind of want Wax and Wanes now. Hey, babes. I'm gonna wrap up here in a few minutes to pop out.
I'm gonna watch the Big Brother live show.
Okay. That'll probably work out about correct. Okay. Alright, love you. Love you. You'd have to figure out which one you're talking about specifically. This is not the buttons I'm looking for. I want to reset these Reaper enhancements. Yes, 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 yes. We've got to get one more. Is this one? One Constitution doesn't seem like it's that good to me. But it's probably better than these things. I guess we'll take one PRR, I guess. Then this, and then these guys. Put all the points we can here. These still seem good to me. We spent these the way we want, right? Yeah, I think so. This still is fine. These are still necessary the way they are. Okay, yep. Yep. Let's, Alright, are you talking about this woman? That's River's song. And I like her a lot too. Let's go back down to the cargo hold. Let's figure out our spell changes. We should have some major spell changes now, is that right? Not really. Yes. River Song. That's what I was trying to say. She's a very interesting character. So let's get Spike Growth in. This is a spell that if we're going to cast, we need to be able to cast it with the mouse look. So we'll put it there. She was never really a companion, per se. But she was an important part of the storylines that she was in. Some would argue the most important part of the storylines that she was in. Kinda. Again, I don't want to spoil anything for people. But a little bit. She does infer that a lot, but they do eventually close her storyline in the Matt Smith Doctor Who series. Which again it's good, just not my favorite. Yes, she is a pond. Alright, anything else in particular we need to do? Dog? The dog is now level 8. I feel like we should probably significantly increase the dog's armor. This might be a good place to use the banded elfin plate. And do we happen to have a heavy fort gem laying around? I feel like we do. A moderate fort, which is better than no fort. What's the fort bag look like now? Are they gargantuan? They go in these baggies? I thought that was like a yellow bag, right? Augment bags are yellow? Oh, we get our sweet mace too. Yeah, yellowish. I want to get this ring. I'm going to start just pulling in stuff over here on this back panel that I either want to work in or examine a way to use. As we kind of scroll through this. Probably time to switch into this trinket at some point. Oh, that's currently our dodge trinket. Yeah, you're probably done. There's the Razor Wind I was talking about earlier. That's 15-1. We do have an Elwoodcraft leather. The dog should be able to get away with wearing that if we want. Something to think about. Like, that might be a good excuse to go get a one of the other big armors. Yeah, but he can't wear that until 10. And he's not 10. I'm 10, but he's not 10. Right? Because it goes off of... Yeah, he's not high enough level to put that on yet. That's right, I took those Gimpy Artificer levels. Here we go, we could put on... Here we go. We put on the, this, I think, right? What? Oh, no, it's made out of adamantine. Because that's the... Oh, here he is. There it is. We could put this one on him. Haste Guard, Vengeful, Relentless Fury. I don't know if it's better than just a ton of armor class and heavy fort, though. For the dog. I'm gonna scream. I certainly did not see that bag. Here it is. Thank you, Didio. Appreciate you. Here we are. So we can give the dog heavy fortification pretty easily. Which is not the worst thing in the world. We can also pretty easily acquire... Oh no, we can't put this in because these are all level 10, right? Oh, these are level... Yeah, all those are 10. So yeah, I guess this is probably our best option. Healing Amp Combat Mastery probably doesn't matter. At the end of the day. Boop. Yeah, nice. What? Still reading too. Huh. That's weird. I don't understand that at all. But whatever. This collar is probably still fine for right now, but it's not the best. Also, the dog already was good aligned. Yeah, Sharktopus. Your pup is wearing Wraith skin right now. That's pretty good. Like, there's a lot of good pet armors out there. I'm just not sure what I want to do with my dog exactly. Anything else in particular that... The light mace has got a ruby eye in it. This thing is another big ol' heavy duty basher. We'll look at these two things. Anything else in particular? Do we have a necklace at 10? I feel like we did. Yep. So stats at 10. If we are interested. And with this on, our PRR becomes a reasonable number. Maybe we do need different armor at 10. I don't think we're going to worry about it too much. And then at 14, we'll probably wear our dragon scale. Probably until cap. I really can't think of a better armor than the dragon scale. For how we're set up right now. This I'm just going to throw away. Let me see. Do we have other boots? At 10 we have dodge 6 and sheltering whatever, which basically just means that if we take our trinket off, we don't lose our sheltering. So we lose our dodge, or our dexterity, I mean. I don't think we care that much, do we? Probably not. And then obviously this can come off. And then this becomes our put our ring back on slot. And then this guy comes off. This belt goes on. And we put on our +2 spell focus mastery. Unless we have a different hat. I really don't think we have another hat that we care about until we get to 14 when we can put on the... I mean, obviously this one is fine. But at 14 we can put on that other spellcasting hat. Oh, we should probably grab these lead booties too. Yeah, this all seems fine. I don't really see any other gear swaps that we care about. So let's just take a look We're using the Raven sight still at 7, which is probably not good enough. What goggles do we have? Astute of Deadly with a fear immunity. That seems pretty good. Seekerfime ranged alacrity 6 with Constitution. Feels like something I built for a specific reason. We would still need wisdom. And we won't switch our wisdom until we get to 11. So I'm just gonna leave it. I feel like this is all fine. Man, we have so much sheltering. I might just make a quick pair of boots that are just like all in dodge. Like how big is 6 the biggest dodge we can make at this level? Oh, obviously. So what else can you put on a pair of boots? Anything that's good? Booties at 10. Dodge bonus 6 and what? Oh yeah, there's just not very much in here. Guards. Which is probably why I just went ahead and threw the extra diversion in there. Or sheltering in there, because why not? Guards don't make a lot of sense to me right now. And if we had some stone fetishes, we could go add in Insightful Dodge and get a little bit extra, but yeah. Yeah, that's probably why that's set up. Yeah, the PRR. The physical resistance rating. So it's like it's a channel for reducing damage. This is awesome because all I need is a good power converter. What is awesome? Oh, tether your computer for internet. Yeah. I mean, again, if you can get away with it data usage-wise, it's fine. Yeah, like, we'll be able to put this on at 13. That'll be sweet. We'll play with it 13. Warsword Shield. Is this one? 10,000 more sheltering. Yeah. So the only thing I'm really interested in is whether or not I want to keep this invulnerability. There becomes a point where the bad guys all have magical weapons, and then you want to switch to a different armor. That's usually the question. When does that change happen? Do we need to pick up one of these level 10? We honestly haven't been using our rune arm like we're gonna, since it shuts off our powers. Yeah, I'm gonna say this is all fine. I think we'll probably switch the dog to this collar actually too. Alright, so the dog is going to lose Vicious and Vampirism and Flame Touched Iron, and instead pick up Festival Frost, Shocking 2, and Ghostbane 3. So it's really going to help out with the a lot of the stuff, but we'll have to I'll have to remember to put good alignment on it more often, which shouldn't be a problem. Alright guys, well I think with that, I'm going to make an excuse of I'm hungry and go get something to eat. And then try to go to bed in a couple of hours and see if I can actually sleep. Maybe that's the reason why I couldn't sleep so well last night, is so I would be able to force myself to go to sleep tonight. See? Meaning in the universe, my friends. Meaning in the universe. With that, again, keep in mind that tomorrow's stream is going to be weird. I don't know when it will start. But I will try to make it up to you guys with like a nice long stream. If nothing else, tomorrow night. Probably play some Factorio. I've really been kind of excited about this new water block campaign. I've been working on it a little bit, trying to get it stabilized off camera. So we don't have to constantly worry about is it going to be stable or not. And I think I finally have it near stable without having done a bunch of extra work. So fingers crossed that when you guys come back it's going to be really exciting. Alright guys, I think with that I'm out of here. Have a wonderful night and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Toodles.